Okay, so what I have here is I have three or four different grits of sandpaper here, and I got the knife, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heavier grit sandpaper, and I'm going to go ahead and just start sanding everything down just to give it back that nice shiny look again. Get rid of that real dull look that it had. And it won't take much. Just I don't know if you can see this or not, but just a real light sanding. Let's see if I can zoom in on it a little bit. But tilt this up. But yeah, really, all you do is take the sandpaper and just give it a light sanding, and it takes that finish that the vinegar leaves right off. And we'll sand the whole thing. We're not concerned about screwing up the edge or anything yet because it really doesn't have an edge yet. So you just sand it up real good. And I'll just work on this for a few minutes. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys was that when I soaked this in vinegar, I said that I was going to soak it in vinegar and then turn it over and soak the handle portion in vinegar too. Well, it turns out that I didn't really have to do that. It took most of the rust off except for a little bit right in here, which we'll go ahead and get that pretty easily with the sandpaper, and this will be good to go. So let me go ahead and sand this for a little bit, and I'm probably going to go ahead and sand this handle up real quick too at the same time, and we'll get back with you. Okay guys, so I got this knife all sanded up now. The steel's all sanded. I might take the die grinder out and give it a final polishing, but chances are I might not either. I kind of like that kind of old look, so we'll see what happens. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I started sanding this handle. It's got a little more to go. You can see right here there's a little divot in the handle, but these rivets are actually sunk in a little bit too. So I'm just going to kind of keep sanding them until I get everything nice and flush, and then we'll see where we're at. Chances are I'm going to leave the divot alone too. You know, sand it a little bit, make it look a little smoother, but you know, it's an old knife and it's supposed to look old, so that doesn't really bother me too much. It's got a great 90-degree spine on it. The blade itself is not too far off really as far as sharpness goes, so we'll just keep on sanding this handle and get this thing to looking like something. So I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, I'm back. I went ahead and the blade is all sanded, and as far as I'm concerned it's done as far as being sanded. You can see I don't know if you guys can see that or not on here, but you can see where it's got a little bit of the markings are all there. It says Robinson Hammered USA, and it's an anvil on there, not an actual forge. But you know, and I went ahead and I sanded the handle. Handle's all sanded up. The divot is still there. I just kind of sanded it up. The only thing that's left now is I'm going to put a coat of linseed oil on here, and then give this thing a final sharpening, and give the whole thing actually a coat of oil after that. But so that's where we're at with the knife. And as far as the axe goes, I went ahead and I did hit this with the die grinder a little bit just to shine it up just a little bit, and it actually did bring out the markings in it a lot better, so I'm kind of glad it did that. And that's all the farther I'm going to go as far as the axe head too. I'm not going to make it any shinier or anything like that. Next thing we're going to do with this is we're going to sand the handle down, and then all it'll need is another coat of linseed oil, and then the knife and the axe just need sharpened, and we'll be done with that. So let me get back with you. I'm going to go ahead and sand the handle next, and I will be right back with you. Okay guys, so I got the handle all sanded down now too, and most of the marks are out of it. Not a big deal. There's a couple little ones here. but it'll be okay. And of course the handle on the knife's all sanded down too. So next thing I'm gonna do is put a coat of linseed oil on both of them. And to do that, which I got both of them sitting in my lap here, to do that I just take the linseed oil, which I've done this a million times on camera, and I just pour a little bit in my hand, like so, and take this and just start smearing it onto the handle. And I just keep working it in and working it in until I get everything covered. And one thing that I have explained how to do this a few times, but the one thing that I haven't explained, and I probably should, is that wherever I do an axe, I also cover this part, the exposing part of wood up here at the top of the axe, with linseed oil too. And I don't usually show that on camera, and I apologize for that, but yeah, you want to make sure you get it all when you coat these things, because you can get moisture through the top of the axe just as easily as you can through the rest of the handle. So let me work on this for a little bit, and I will go ahead and do the knife handle too the exact same way, and I'll get back with you. And like I said, I do the knife handle the exact same way. You just put that on there and you just really rub it in. And sometimes you get lucky and you end up with a knife handle with what looks like an exotic type of wood. And I put it on the steel too. It doesn't hurt to get this boiled linseed oil on the metal. It makes it just a fine protectant too. So okay, let me go ahead and finish this up, and I'll show you what they look like all oiled up, and when the oil gets a little drier. So let me get back to you. Okay guys, so I'm back. The axe is done as far as I'm concerned. I do coat of linseed oil on it, put a coat of oil on the head. The head's all nice and cleaned up. Got the emblem out looking good. That's kind of all I was really after with this axe. The handle's in good shape, so it'll be good for a long time. I may have to re-wedge it later on down the road, but for right now it's going to be just fine. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a sharpening. But I'm not going to do that on camera, because I've done it 3-4 times with 3 or 4 different videos. And you can look at some of my past knife and axe videos and learn how to sharpen an axe or whatever, or how I sharpen an axe, because a lot of people do it many different ways. And I'm not going to say any way is wrong, because it's all in how you like to do it, and whatever works for you is whatever works for you. So I just wanted to show you that. Show you what it looks like all done. And of course on the last video I already went over the great things of old carpenter's hacks as far as woodcraft goes. And you know, this is going to make a fine wood crafting tool. It's got this nice thin profile and nice razor sharp blade, and you know, it'll do anything you need to do as far as crafting anything out in the woods. It's probably not the greatest splitter or anything like that. Not that you couldn't split a piece of wood with it. I mean, you know, if I was going light and I wanted to take some old school stuff, I'd probably take this. So the other thing I want to show you is the knife. The knife's all done. Handle's got a coat of linseed oil on it. It's a real dark wood, probably like rosewood or something. I'm not even sure. But blade's all done. All it needs is final sharpening on it too. The emblem on the blade itself kind of came out a little bit, but it's not all there, but that's okay, because it is what it is. So yeah, you know, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen this thing up and probably make a sheath for it, and I'm not going to do that on camera either, because I've already done a sheath on camera, and as far as sharpening goes, I've done lots of sharpening videos, so you guys can look at some of the past ones for that. But I want to show you what it looks like all done, and you know, there you go. $4 Woodcraft axe done. Cost me $4 at a flea market, and a $2 knife that cost, you know, and this thing is 1/8 inch thick, high carbon steel. It'll do anything I need it to do, and probably more. Already struck it with flint. It throws hellacious sparks. I mean, you know, it's this good deal, you know, $6, and you're good to go in the woods as far as cutting tools go. You know, I mean, like I said, this thing's not going to split the most wood in the world, but it'll do the job for most of your small chores. Okay, so I'm going to end that video there. I'm going to say thank you. If you like the videos, like them, share them, subscribe, and I just want to say thank you.